Alright, this is Avengers 18, starring Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is by guest writer and guest artist Jeremy Ordinary, the final of his 3 issues that came along in the middle of Kurt Busey and Jorge Perez's run on the title. And this one is continuing on with the Earth and Crew plotline that he has been building. The Earth and Crew had been teleported to another dimension. They were teleported to the dimension that is home of John Carter of Arse. And using their mystically spawned strength and the already strained politics of the world of Arse, they have taken control of the land. They are now the rulers of Arse. As I said, we saw the setup for this in Jeremy Ordinary's first issue. We saw them fight the Avengers in that one. And then we got some subplot scenes in the next issue that showed things involving them. They have also captured the ex-Avenger, Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau, who, ironically enough, could actually function well as the energy battery to save this world's constantly depleting energies. But the Earth and Crew don't care about that. Right now, we have Captain America and the Vision doing a bit of pantomime to hoodwink the Earth and Crew. They are also stalling for time a bit, because elsewhere we have the Resistance. There is always a Resistance. It's basically just Red Sonja and the other Avengers. Thor, Darth Knight, Charlotte Witch, Wonder Man, and Firestar. Red Sonja has lost an eye. She is wearing an eye patch. We learnt this in part 2. She explained that she was injured when the Earth and Crew took over. That's a pretty notable thing that have happened to a character. Red Sonja losing her eye. I thought that was kinda cool, in the sense that it has given the Earth and Crew a bit of cred. They get to have a lasting effect on a character in what they have done. She's fine next time she appears in a Kurt Busey story. No acknowledgement at all to her eye. Great work as always, Mr. Beavorth. I already said so in the earlier parts, but I don't enjoy this corner of the Avengers. The John Carter of Arse stories. I called him John Carter of Arse for a reason. I have always found him boring, and then the world is underdeveloped. Even in this, the only aspect of the world that feels real is Red Sonja, and then later John Carter himself. Everything else may as well be Danger Room holograms. But my main problem has always been how 9 out of 10 stories with this world are the same. Their energy is running out, so John Carter tries to get a woman with powers to supply energy and to marry him. I will give props for this actively having a different plot, the Earth and Crew taking over. But as much as I like the Earth and Crew, we still have a formulaic overthrowing the evil ruler story. Does the last panel on this page remind anyone else of the cover to Avengers 127. At first I thought it was just my autistic brain making the link, but there's something about it that seems like it is actually the object of reference here. Meanwhile, inside the palace, Captain America, he throws his shield to try and free Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau. This is a good idea. Freeing her should be the priority because she adds a significant degree of power to their efforts. And over here we have a very attractive Charlotte Witch at the bottom right. Even in a borderline offensive Kurt Busey, Jorge Perez, Stevie Nicks Traveller fashion. This issue has a different inker to issues 1 and 2. Now, Jeremy Ordinary is joined by the guy who was inking Jorge Perez on the series. Feel free to discuss below which inker was superior. But this one is alright. There's only a few pages here and there where it felt like he was making Jeremy Ordinary look too much like Jorge Perez. Charlotte Witch, in a nomadic belly dancer costume, she remembers way back to John Carter of Arce's first appearance, when she dressed better. And the scene they are referencing / showing us a glimpse of is the one from Avengers 76. The only semblance of romance when John Carter abducted Charlotte Witch to get her to marry him. There was a fabled flower, one of the only ones that grows on Arce, and he gave it to her as his would-be bride. There's another reference to the Charlotte Witch and John Carter of Arce romance here, but what I like is that while we toy with that, while we flirt with that, little pun there, we also show that John Carter has grown and evolved as a character, and that is true love. The woman who excites him and who he cares for is Red Sonja. He forgets all about Charlotte Witch when Red Sonja walks in. Over here is like the only thing Wonder Man does in the story. He makes another reference. He points out that John Carter has been so caught up in this fight that he hasn't even tried to fight Wonder Man for appearing in a movie about him. John Carter of Arce has it out for Wonder Man for being in a movie based on John Carter of Arce. Some classic late 80s continuity for you there. You can always tell that it's the writers who bring the continuity to Tom Beevort books. Always. Another thing we do is we close off a drama that has festered over the course of this story. Firestarter isn't the biggest fan of Dark Knight, but here they resolve that issue. Firestarter forgives Dark Knight's accident, and all is well. In part 1, in issue 1, during battle with the Earth crew, Dark Knight wound up hitting Major Victory with the side of his sword, which took Major Victory out of active duty. I don't like that character arc because you have someone like Dark Knight returning to the book for a guest stint, and you're doing something negative. You're making him look bad. It's to be expected when the editor hates the character, And this will be his only sizable appearance in the Avengers for years and years, until they remake him as a villain. Or a completely different, unrelated character that acts nothing like Darth Knight. They made him a drunk once too, a pathetic drunk who still reminisces about his glory days with the Avengers. They've done all the shite with Darth Knight over the years. It's what happens when the editor hates the character. You get to see all the different ways that writers can make a character intentionally shit. The rest of this is fighting. The Avengers fighting the Earth crew. Thor, he frees Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau. And a fight with these villains is usually fun. I've set that up as if I'm going to say that it isn't here. It's okay here. It's fun, but it does feel more Thor's fight than the Avengers' fight. Wonder Man, he does nothing in this story. He gets a panel here being beaten. In the end, it is Thor and Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau, who actually do the job of beating the villains. Right now, we have a what else was out section. We've had 2 videos in a row with this fan favourite feature. And something we don't have often is me owning more than one comic listed. I have 2 here, are all 2 issues. They are Cable Man 70, relating it to yesterday's review even more. Issue 70 is the last issue in that run. The other one I have is Uncanny Excellent Men 371. That is the first part of a 3-parter involving Red Skull Man taking over the SHIELD helicarrier. Very important to Captain America comics, but never included in Captain America collections. Our other issues, they have definitely shortened the list in the 2 years between Cable Man 49 and Avengers 18. We have Scarlett Johansson number 3. I said if I see all 3 issues of this miniseries advertised in here, I would get it. So expect to see this miniseries in an upcoming haul video. Oh, it kind of fits in. Oh, I can put it with a themed haul video that's coming up. We have the final issue of the lame Captain America spin-off, Captain America Sentinel of Liberty. I love the idea of Captain America being able to have 2 titles, but when Martin Quaid is the guy who is typically writing both of them, I would prefer none. Fantastic Force 20 by Christopher Clairvoyant and Sally LaRue. You don't need me to actually tell you what I think of it. Chapter 1, Issue 10, Spider-Man Chapter 1. Bad stuff. I'll skip over Jason Bourne's Spider-Girl. Thor 14. I don't remember what that issue is. It says Iron Man and Crusher and Jamelia Jamil are appearing though. It's one of the issues not drawn by Junior. So here, Thor and Captain Marbles, the real one, Monica Rambeau, they bring the thunder and bring the pain. And we have happy ending. Everything worked out fine. Even Red Sonja's eye, which will grow back of its own accord, apparently. Then we have a big group debriefing. We have the team we have just spent time with, as well as the guys from the Miss Marbles storyline. Kinda good to see all these Avengers together at once. The non-members here would actually help the Avengers lineup at the time stand out as having personality. Sour note to end on is a prelude to the next story in the title. Kurt Busey and Jorge Perez will be back, and they are going to make sure Ultron is never the same again. They reveal Ultron is made from Hank Gordon's brain patterns. God forbid Ultron just be an evil robot that is evil by nature. They always do that though. They feel they have to explain why someone is good or why someone is bad. There is this little blip in Kurt Busey and Jorge Perez run. 3 issues about a year and a half in that are not by either of those people, and they stand out as the most tolerable stuff that has been in the mainline Avengers title for the last 30 years. It's not a great story either, but you don't have to aim that high to be the best when your competition is Michael Bryan Benson and an whole cast of insane egomaniacs. I have got a feeling that this would be somewhere near 7 thumbs up.